So this video is a quick look at the difference between attaching documents on the calendar event versus adding links to a document from a document library. So the first example we'll show is how to attach a document to a calendar event. So when you have your calendar event open here, you'll see at the top you have the option to attach a file. So I click on that, I browse for the document I want to attach, double click it, and you'll see it now appears down here at the bottom of my calendar event. When I click save, it adds it to the calendar event. I can open it back up, and then you'll see here's my document. When I click on that, it opens up my document. Now, the alternative to this would be to add a link to a document from a document library. So the way you do that is you find a document that you want to add to a calendar event from your course documents. So I'm going to take this one here, this PBL Essential Elements Checklist. I right-click on the link to the document, come up here and click Copy Shortcut. Once I've copied the shortcut, what you'll notice is if I try to go back to my calendar and put a link to this document here, look how big this is going to be. It's a really long URL, right? That's not something you want to put on your calendar. So what we're going to do is we're going to use something called a URL shortener. So I'm going to delete that out of there. And I'll show you how to use a URL shortener. So there's a whole bunch of these URL shorteners. The one I like to use is Google. There's also Bitly or TinyURL. They all work the same way. What you do is we have our URL copied to the document. We go ahead and paste it in here, and then we click Shorten URL. Then when you do that, you take that nice big long document and turn it into this tiny little document here, or link right here. So I'm going to right-click and copy that, come back to my site, so now that I'm in my calendar event, I can go ahead and click Edit Item, and then let's say this is the document needed for today's class. Now I paste that URL, the shortened URL, and I click Save. Now when I come back here, this is my new URL. If I click on this link, it then opens the link to the document from my document library. So here we've seen two different examples of ways to attach documents to a calendar event. So some of the differences between attaching documents and links to documents. Attaching documents is really fast and user-friendly. It's great for someone who's just starting out to use the calendar. It's also easy to attach multiple documents. As you can see, you could go and attach as many documents as you need, one after another. Now, links to documents, some of the benefits of that is you're modeling how to use hyperlinks for students, which is a good skill for them to learn. You're also able to update the documents very easily. So for example, if you added a document to your calendar and you realize at the last minute you want to change something, update it for the students for that day in class, all you would need to do is go back to that document in the document library, update it, save your changes, and it automatically updates that link. However, if you attach a document and you want to be able to update it, you have to then delete that document from the calendar event, update it, save it, and then re-upload it. So either way, depending on how you do it, there's pros and cons to both. And then another benefit of adding links to documents is that students can find the document without using the calendar. In order for you to add a link to a document, it has to be stored in a document library. So the benefit is that if the student doesn't remember what day the assignment was on, but they know the name of the assignment, they can always just go to the document library, search for that document name, and find it in the document library, where if you attach the document, it won't be stored anywhere but the calendar. So the student would have to know that specific date when the document was issued in class. So here's a quick look at the difference between attaching documents and adding links to documents from a document library.